Ever wondered why most people never really break out of average life, even when they have the same 24 hours, the same opportunities, and the same dreams as those who succeed at a high level? Here's a truth that's uncomfortable but powerful. Most people don't stay average because they lack talent. They stay average because of how they think, decide, and repeat their daily behaviors without even realizing it. Think about it. The difference between someone who builds an extraordinary life and someone who stays stuck isn't usually a single big moment. It's 1,000 small moments where one person chooses comfort and the other chooses discomfort that leads to growth. Your brain is wired to conserve energy, avoid risk, and stay in familiar patterns, which means your default setting is not success, it's survival. That's why even when people say they want change, they go back to the same routines, the same distractions, the same excuses, and the same environments that created their current results. And here's the deeper psychological trap. Average feels safe. It doesn't challenge your identity, it doesn't threaten your ego, and it doesn't force you to face failure publicly. But the cost of that safety is invisible at first and devastating over time, because comfort slowly turns into stagnation, and stagnation quietly becomes regret. Another reason people stay average is because they underestimate compounding. They look at successful people and assume they made one big leap, but in reality, success is boring consistency, repeated over years when nobody is watching. Reading one page a day seems useless until it becomes 365 pages a year. Saving a small amount feels meaningless until time multiplies it. Practicing a skill for 20 minutes feels too little until years pass and you are operating at a level others can't easily catch up to. But most people quit before compounding ever begins because they want instant results, and when they don't see them, they assume it's not working. Then there's the identity problem. People try to change their actions without changing who they believe they are. If deep down you see yourself as someone who tries instead of someone who does, you will always sabotage consistency. Your identity always wins over your goals. That's why motivation fails so often. It tries to push behavior without upgrading identity. Another hidden reason is environment. Most people are heavily shaped by the 5 people they spend the most time with, the content they consume, and the standards their environment normalizes. If your environment rewards distraction, you will struggle with focus. If it normalizes excuses, you will struggle with discipline. If it values comfort over growth, you will unconsciously choose comfort every time. And perhaps the most dangerous factor is distraction itself. We live in a world where you can avoid boredom at any second, which sounds harmless but actually destroys depth. Because growth doesn't happen in stimulation, it happens in stillness, repetition, and focused struggle. If every time something gets hard, you escape into your phone, entertainment, or shortcuts, your brain never learns endurance, and without endurance, there is no mastery. So why do most people stay average? Because they repeatedly choose what feels good now over what feels right long term. Because they confuse motion with progress. Because they protect their current identity instead of building a new one. And because they underestimate how powerful small daily actions become over time. But here is the shift that changes everything. The moment you start valuing systems over emotions, you stop living randomly and start living intentionally. You stop asking, "Do I feel like doing this?" and start asking, "Is this building the life I actually want?" And once that shift happens, average is no longer your default. It becomes a choice you are actively refusing. The truth is, extraordinary people are not born different. They are built different through repetition, discomfort, and long-term thinking when it would have been easier not to. So the real question isn't why most people stay average. The real question is, whether you are willing to do what most people avoid long enough to become what most people won't become. And if this message made you reflect even a little, hit like on this video, subscribe for more content like this, and keep pushing yourself beyond average, because that's where real life begins.